I brought you a full cup of coffee. You're on your second cup.
I'm wound up already.
Yeah, you are wound up. What time is it? It's 9:30.
Yeah.
And it's raining pretty good out there right now. I think we got to leave at head to the car around 11:20 to go pick up Johnny on our way to pick up the printer. Just say that the gentleman did answer one other question I had last night, which has me feeling pretty good about his knowledge and the printer's condition. So, but anyway, we're talking, Don, you know, in the morning, he stopped reading the News and Observer for now. Things change. He's on Twitter. Sometimes he tweets things that I really don't like, and I fuss. I'm like, oh, God, you didn't say that out there, did you?
Anything today?
Today, probably not. Anyway, but Don and I we agree a lot, but we talk about the things we don't agree on.
Right.
And anyway, we were talking about batteries and how they work on the grid. Wait a second.
Yeah,
We had that conversation, and I get fired up because I'm a cup half full person and Don's a cup half empty person.
That's right.
I want people that want to make it work surrounding me as I'm running Duke Power, you know, a scenario of how I'm going to fix these people. And then it's swirling around in my mind lately. Okay, this is what I really wanted to say. I wasn't asking for Don's input too much, but he's certainly welcome in a minute to share it. If you are a two-car household, a traditional family, or, you know, two adults living in the house with or without some kids, you've got two cars, you own your home, I'll say that caveat for Don, and you don't have at least one electric vehicle now, you really, really, really need to try to replace one of the ICE cars. You need to have a plan to change it out to electric, because it's costing you more money. And as long as you have at least a NEMA 1450 and you've got two cars, why not make one of them electric? A 3 or a Y now is so inexpensive.
Yeah, right.
I mean, really, in comparison to other new cars on the road, I don't want to hear about how expensive Teslas are. I understand we can go cheaper. I understand not all people can go buy a new one, but as the years go on, more are flooding the used market.
Yep.
I'm seeing Facebook Marketplace ads, although I think they're trying to recoup the money they paid versus what it's worth now. But you can get in a used Model 3 for under 30. They're on Facebook Marketplace now. You can get a Model X for under 50. Mm-hmm. Like Rubies are going for something under 50 now.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, so you can do that, and it'll be reliable. It'll save you money on gas. It won't cost you more than going out and getting. Let's just say if you're in the market for a new ICE car, two-car families now, I think we've gotten to the point where one of them ought to be electric. And of course, I think it ought to be a 3 or a Y, but you know, you go look at all the EVs and decide which one's right for your house. And the caveat, you can charge at home for Don. Yeah. I realize most people don't do well if they can't charge at home. There are a few diehard people like me and Don. They just go to the Supercharger once a week at midnight and they charge up their car, and they're happy-go-lucky. They have a charger near them and they're good. But a lot of people sign up for that, and then it's not a good experience for them, possibly. So I can see that apartment chargers that think they're only going to use the Supercharger network, that could. It certainly takes a little bit away from the I'm ready to go first thing every morning. So, by the way, Don is charging up Jules for our trip today. Jules was at 77% this morning. And at 9 a.m. when we went to shoulder, we're taking Jules because it's raining out there and Ruby's clean. Tomorrow for the trip to take Johnny back to school is supposed to, we hope it'll be sunny and dry, and we'll take Ruby. Yeah. We probably can do this trip today is a little shorter. We probably can do it without supercharging, but
right. Well, we would because we don't have free supercharging on Jules. Right. And you know, life was
right. As hard to believe as it is, Don and I have had 0 referrals in the last, I want to say 2 years, but certainly in the last year. Yeah. So,
yeah, I hadn't thought about them. Right. The only other thing, everything Kitten said is I agree with. It's just that I feel the market, the people who could do home charging, you know, I really think at this point they need to really seriously considering having an electric car in the family. Okay. Now, the people who don't have home charging, God love them when they still buy an electric car. I mean, that's really nice of them, because I really feel the biggest thing about owning an electric car is the convenience. When you leave home, it's charged, and you're not going to deal with stopping for gas or anything that day. And to me, that is one of those hidden things that you don't realize until you have to give it up. I think depending on public charging, kind of spoils that, and it would sour people who are really busy. They'll, because think about it. I used to get bent out of shape when I used to have to stop on the way to work for 5-7 minutes, maybe 10 minutes total time to put gas in the car, and I got bent out of shape. What on earth are you going to do when you have to stop and charge, and it's going to take 25 minutes? It's just like you're going to go apoplectic. And so that's why I'm saying it's still manageable, but you just got to be. You can put yourself in a situation. You run into this cold snap with Chicago, and the people don't understand, and all the public chargers are full. And I'm just saying, when you have home charging, all of that just goes away.
Well, it's raining hard enough out here. I've got my rain jacket with the hoodie on, and definitely feeding everybody where it's dry. I mean, it's not pouring, but it's a moderate rain. Let's call it moderate. Oh. I'm not going to do anything with the water right now. It'll be fine for today. I'm looking at it. It doesn't look too dirty, and all of the, oh, poor Mr. Bunny, the inflatable over there. It doesn't look bad right now, and any leaf debris has settled to the bottom. So maybe when this afternoon or something, I can make it look better. But yeah, it's raining. I had hoped to walk this morning. I mean, Don will put on rain gear and he'll walk with me if I say I want to, but I'll have to look at the radar and think about it. I'm not ready to go yet anyway, so it could pass. Let's see how we're doing here. We have 1/4 of an inch is what we have. Hey, Panther. I know the other kitties are envious if you're deluxe dry accommodations on rainy days, but not to mention you got the view and you got the safety of being up high and all of that good stuff. Your water is yucky. I will change out your water. There's raccoons come and get in there. Possums get in there every night, and it's just dirty. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we've had more than nothing already. I was noticing over here in the side yard out my bedroom window this morning that the weeds, the green is really growing. It's so frustrating. I do mean to get out there and pull. There's no way I can pull all of it, but I do mean to get out there and pull a little bit of it, especially around where the clumps of the nice ferns are. So that weed has a very stringy root, and so when you go to pull, you never get all of it out of the ground. But you can still curtail it and stop it from seeding as much. So we'll see when I get out there. Good morning, Gray. How are you? You doing good? Hi. Hi. Got a nice, lazy, wet, rainy day in here. You out the window. Hey, Donnie.
Yeah, I got a little bit more coffee left.
Good for you. They can't see the cup. It's too low. But I'm going to fix you a chaffle.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go grab Johnny at his father's house.
Yeah.
Then we're going to drive and get the printer.
Yeah.
And we didn't walk this morning mainly because it really was raining pretty good up until...
It's still raining good.
Well, we'd be walking here within the next hour if we weren't getting in the car.
It's 55. It's a little nippy out there.
Yeah, I'm not happy about not walking, but it's not happening today.
I like the day off myself.
Yeah, well, he might have to switch printer beds or something when we get back today. So I've buttered him up and not made him walk and fixing him breakfast and stuff because, you know, I got things I need him to do today.
Right. Thank you so much. No rest for the weary.
Of course not. Do you need to come back inside? Come on in until we go. You can't stay in the house for 4 hours with nobody home, but you can come in for now. Is that going to work for you?
Oh, Very much so.
We were a little short on bacon. I'm sorry. So we've got sausages too.
I'll adapt.
You'll adapt?
I'll
Okay.
adapt.
That's good to know. So we are leaving with Jules at 98%. No, Jules, you cannot move to the left lane to get around slow-moving traffic when there's a police officer giving someone a ticket. So we've got Johnny now. Our ETA, it says 2:05. We're within the ballpark. We told the guy we'd get there. I've let him know we're on the road. And it's raining more than I thought based on the radar. But hopefully, maybe it stalled out because it looked like it was going to be passed, but it's not. But we've seen a bunch of Teslas already out here on I-40. A couple Model Ys blew past us, and a Model 3 was exiting, and yeah. Yeah, I'm glad Don and Jules are driving out here on I-40. There was it's just, yeah, I'm just glad Don's driving. Yeah. I would have white-knuckled the steering wheel and handled it, but I don't like this rain and idiot drivers, and yeah.
Well, I'm just out with all my kindred spirits.
Right. No, you're not. Anyway, no supercharging to get back home, but home is 8%. So when we leave Reedsville, which is north of Greensboro, and we get told we need to stop in Greensboro or stop in Siler City or something to supercharge, we won't be surprised. I mean, 8% doesn't worry us, but it's raining today, so
yeah, that's going to hurt.
That's going to hurt the efficiency. So when it pops up that we should stop for a quick go to the bathroom, charge and go, it'll be totally fine. Wow, we got a little hiccup here on I-40. It doesn't look like a huge delay, but it is delaying us a few minutes. And we've lost power at the house, confirmed by the fact that we can't see our Ring cameras. So, I guess it's just as well we're not home trying to do internet related things like watch TV and YouTubes and stuff because we don't have power. The estimated uptime was 4:15, but of course once crews are assigned and finish their assessment, they'll provide us an updated uptime. Hey, we're getting off at the Replacements Limited exit. I didn't know you were going to let me go look at all of the pretty glass
we had all
today.
That stuff we were going to put in the car and bring up here and sell it to them, right?
I don't think so.
I think that's what I remember.
I did go in there one time. I don't remember if you were with me or the boys were with me. Well, that's okay. They have a great online inventory, and if I really need to replace or look for anything, I just go online.
Yeah, sure.
It's a cool place to look. They have, well, every replacement piece of dishware you could want, not necessarily at a great price, but if you need to go replace something, you break
a plate.
If you break part of your wedding service or your grandmother's stuff, you can probably find it there. And then they have a historical little, like a museum area you can walk around. And let's just say, you guys know I love my glassware, and if you like glassware, you walking around that place one time in your lifetime is a must. Very nice stop here at the Love's Travel Center here on NC 29, just before our destination, but no charging required, just people needs.
Yep.
We did end up buying the printer. Really nice retired couple. The gentleman was a mechanic by trade and then did a little bit of gunsmithing in retirement and really likes 3D printers to the point where he buys pellets and makes his own filament even. So pretty impressive. And this machine is the same machine Johnny has, but it's got upgrades. It's got an auto leveler, and it's got a better filament holder, and it's got a better extruder, guider, and got legs so we can put the Creality controller and LCD screen underneath it, because you don't really need access to anything but the front of it. So it's really, it was a good deal. And I've got his email now, so if we have questions, because he thinks he might have old Creality motherboard in an unused, not working printer down in the shed. So if we really, really want a motherboard, we could probably talk him out of that one. Anyway, really nice, and they sent us home with 18 fresh eggs from their chickens out back. Somehow eggs came up in the conversation, and they offered us eggs, and I was like, I am never going to turn down fresh eggs.
He had printed a chicken, it looked
like, what's that, Jurassic Park sign? But
Yeah, that's right. He showed us a 3D printed thing he made to go on the front of his chicken coop, and I was like, oh, you've got chicken? And he's like, yes. And he goes, we got extra eggs. Will you guys please, do you want some eggs? And I'm like, heck yeah. So as expected, it wants us to stop and supercharge for 10 minutes. We knew it was going to be really borderline when it showed us getting home at 8% and a lot of rain. It's been rain the whole day today, and that does take away. So it has us charging for 10 minutes and then getting home at 13%. We did, you know, stop to use the restroom on the way in, and this is relatively in the beginning of our trek back home, but still. So anyway, that's fine. We've not been to this McLeansville Supercharger before, so why not? And then we'll get to try out a new one.
Yeah.
All right, well, we are being rerouted to a less busy Supercharger. Where does it want us to go now? Chapel Hill.
Wow.
Well, I don't...
We can do Mebane.
Well, no, it's going to bring us in the back way to the house.
Okay.
And it's going to have us...
We were originally getting home home was at 4:48. So
okay,
what's
it says 4:51.
So it's going to cost us 3 minutes.
Okay. Well, we haven't been to the Chapel Hill Supercharger either.
That's right.
As long as it's taken us the one we haven't been to before.
That's right. Well, that's because I was looking at the screen.
Well, it could be because I was in the way of the camera too. Who knows?
Let's go with that.
I've caused that before. Oops. I did bring a Lego build with me today. I was going to put together this Dreams Bunny Rabbit 71453. Apparently, you can build it with wings or roller skates or just a regular build, and I think I'm just going to do the regular build, which, you know, the adding on the wings or the roller skates you do at the very end anyway. So Izzy and Bunchu the bunny. So you just turned off preconditioning.
Yeah, it just popped up because we're getting close to the Supercharger.
So tell them why you turned it off.
Well, the electricity that's in the car, we paid about 7 cents a kilowatt for, and we're going to go to the Supercharger, so I am using my 7 cents a kilowatt hour electric energy to replace it with 38 cents a kilowatt hour. So I'd rather not use the energy and not charge so fast at the Supercharger and just charge enough at 38 cents a kilowatt hour that I really need. I don't want to waste, you know, if I was in a super big hurry, it'd be a different situation, but the fact that it's going to take 12 minutes to put, let's say 15 kilowatts in versus 10 minutes to put 15 kilowatts in, or 17 or 18 kilowatts, I don't care.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And just so you know, we're currently at 15% and we're 10 miles from the Supercharger. Says we're going to get there at 10%.
Yeah.
Don and I are good with those numbers, but I understand those kind of numbers make new EV drivers a little nervous, and we were right there in the beginning too.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were, but we just like to show that it really is okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never heard anybody stopped on the side of the road with their Tesla that listened to the car. So, but she did reroute us farther away from that closer.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I'm not going to charge up to 16%. I don't know, 15%. I'm just not going to pad it,
right?
Because
he's paying today. He's not. He's not going to pad it.
Yeah.
There goes another Y. Okay, bag one is super duper adorable cute. I've got the body and the ears done, so I've got the arms and the legs to go. That must be bags 2 and 3. And there's the minifigure and the bunny rabbit and the hourglass and this other little creature. So this Chapel Hill Supercharger is in here with a UNC Health building, public storage, apartments, a Chick-fil-A, and a Starbucks. So us and Kyle, we'd be happy with this supercharging stop.
Yeah. Looking familiar. Chick-fil-A.
And it's easy off. We're not convinced it's easy on. We'll see. We'll find out when we go back. I think it's a couple of left turns. And they're over there.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, it's definitely telling us we wouldn't have made it home good. 10 minutes to charge though, not long. And just noting it's 30 cents a kilowatt hour here.
206, 210, 213, 216, 218, 20, 21. It's like she's
well, you pulled in with too much to spare.
That's right. Ooh, I heard it pop.
I did too. A little expansion up there.
Yeah. 223.
Well, if you want to hit 250, you're going to have to come in as Mr. 2%, or you're not probably going to hit 250.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
231, 234.
238 is pretty good.
Well, it...
Don't give me none of that.
I think you do 53, baby. 56.
Tell me I'm Mr. 2 for don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I didn't say you didn't know what you were doing. I said if you're not coming in super low state of charge, I don't know you're going to see 250.
Yeah.
Read them and weep, people. Read them and weep for the whole 1 minute that will be there, probably.
Well, it's hanging in there.
Yeah, it is.
917. 900. Oh, it's falling off. 90.
If we were in any kind of a rush, this would be good.
Yeah.
Today is like, we just don't really care.
Yeah.
Well, we missed the light, so we did have to wait for it, but it wasn't terrible getting back on. And with the Starbucks and a Chick-fil-A, if we were traveling, we would have been very happy at that particular Supercharger stop. So, well, Jules has decided we're going home down, well, it still has us on 540, but 751 to 64, I guess. Yeah. And then 540 the rest of the way, because there's some red on 40. Up yeah, up here. And it's trying to help us avoid that.
Yep.
Best as we can tell. I decided to install the, I called them angel wings, the flames, the insect wings. It has a little platform for the minifigure back there. I thought that was kind of, didn't replace the tail though. There is a tail replacement, and I can almost make the roller skates. So I'm gonna pull out the parts at home to finish the 2 roller skates and just leave them with the bunny. I kind of think kids might would have liked having different things to snap on and snap off, so maybe they should have put the 6 more parts in the set that would have allowed them to choose which path, but make both paths too. Some of us, we want it to be complete. We don't want to pick one or the other. The dedication for the firehouse, I think it's next weekend.
Yep, I believe so.
I mean, it's done. Cats fed, corned beef on, heating pads turned back on after the power failure. Guys are setting up the printer, and I need a few things from the garage refrigerator. Yeah, the inflatables are down because of the power outage. I'll tell A to turn shed back on.
Well, there's the new one right there. It's doing an auto level. You see it goes and probes the bed. I think he said it was 81 points, and it's almost done. That's the last corner there. It started at the opposite corner, so I think that's pretty much it. Alright, so it's going home now. Alright, I guess it's ready, so Johnny's gonna try to do his first print. So he put the card in. And here we go. Let's see what it does. Is it the right temperatures? 200, 60, 20, all that. So it's warming up.
It'll probably change the hot point temperature once it warms up.
Now this is, what material is this?
TPU.
This is TPU. So this is not the rigid stuff. This is the kind of gooey, softer stuff that the main body of his robot's made out of, because it can take some impact. It doesn't shatter. So we'll be back with you once it gets up to temperature, because it's going to take a while. It takes a couple minutes. Alright, here we go. It's up to temperature. 60 on the bed, 220 on the extruder nozzle. So we'll see what she does. Pretty crappy looking line, but we got to get the filament going, right? Is it feeding?
It's dragging itself currently.
So Johnny's cranking up the Z offset. I'd say it's still too tight. We'll be back.
Well, after some Z-axis calibrations, it's now going through the leveling. You see that red light flashing there? That's the I guess ultrasonic, because that's like the Lego thing is red. It's just touch. Okay. Anyway, each time it touches, it turns red, and you can see it's just making sure it's level. So we're having a little trouble with leveling. Johnny is taking a break. Probably not coming back out the full with it tonight. I'm fully confident we can get it leveled and get it printing. It's just, we knew moving it and there would be some adjustments, and he's all over it, but it's been a long day. So we're shelving it for now.
Yep, smart move.
And I think they're gonna move the bed from the one printer to the other, and they just have to go through the whole leveling thing again, so.
Yeah, and there are several videos, YouTubes out there on how to do it. And I watched one, so I understand what we're trying to accomplish. It's not the same kind of leveling as before, but you still use the paper, but it's the goal's a little different. You're calibrating the head's distance from the table when the bed leveling touch sensor touches the table. In other words, you just go down until the touch sensor touches the table and it says, I'm good, stop. Well, the head is some distance away from the bed at the table at that point. It's not even close. So what you have to do, there's an offset, a Z-axis offset. You've got to get that value. It's a couple 3 millimeters sometimes. So you know, it's a big air gap between those two. So that's what we have to establish, and there's a process you go through to do that.
We're headed to get pecans and cookie dough because I'm making ice cream, and even though I have caramel syrup and chocolate syrup and chocolate chips, that's not good enough. Based on a conversation I had with my cashier, I'm just gonna say, please, if you have kids, have them in the kitchen with you, helping prepare single ingredient foods. That includes beef and chicken and fish and other things. If we were not able to go to Walmart and get food tomorrow, even Don and I would be in trouble. My father used to go out and kill the chicken for his mother and bring it in for her to cook. So he had that skill. I don't personally have that skill, but at least, like, the thing is that chicken's okay to eat, but not to see a whole chicken, or not to, we've gotten so far removed from our food. And look, I get it that some people don't want to eat meat, and to each their own, but the kids then still need to understand how to prepare real whole vegetables. It's not, you know, just fried okra bits out of a bag from the freezer, or I don't know, veggie burger patties. That, I don't know, it's got to be real whole food. And ice cream, yum.
Now, don't you wish you were me? Ice cream night.